they're concentrating on what's going on in that little world.
Yeah, there we go. Definitely Ben in this time.
He's going to get out of that car, knowing, yeah, he's in the lead. He's going to get out of the car thinking, what did everyone else do? Apart from getting the odd bit of radio information, he's third, second, in the lead.
Well, let's make no bones about this. He's been pushing for everything he's got, you know, and that was Ben giving him some appreciation there as he got out, knowing that he's just slogged it out, and at the moment they've got the lead. Ben now has to try and see this to the end. I don't see there doesn't seem any big rush about the car, so I don't think there's any issues with the car. It seems to be functioning correctly. They've just been told to ease off and not do the lap times they were doing and make sure it makes it to the end now. Very slow to start up.
Well, I wasn't sure whether they changed the tyre to put the fuel in. I don't know, because they seem to change those
fuel goes first and then they do the tyre, so it just seemed to be sitting on the ground a while.
Okay, team radio, car 14.
That's another blow for Porsche.
Fourth gear is not working. Fifth gear is tricky, so just stay in fifth gear. Tell you what, big smiles. What a performance in that car from Lotterer. Look at it. As you said, he has been absolutely on it since he got in that car, and it worked wonders.
Yeah, they're obviously feeling quite confident now, but the sad thing for the 14 car, it looks like he's going to need to...
Well, they look like they were ready.
Come into the pits.
Benoit back on track. Huge gap leading wise. Yeah, here's the 14 car.
Coming in slowly.
Oh, man.
More issues, and if it's a gearbox problem, that could be a big problem. Unless it's something like hydraulics or something like that, but if it's actually internal gearbox, then that is a big issue.
Fourth gear wasn't working. Fifth gear was tricky, to say the least. But could just do with seeing big hit on the curb there for the 77 Porsche in the final chicane. He's through though. He just kind of lifted up slightly.
I think we were watching Garcia in the Corvette there. He is closing in on Makovic.
Okay, fuel.
Porsche's in the pits. It looks like he's going to get pushed back into the box and see what they can do with that car. That's so unlucky. You know,
I'm just thinking such emotions. You know what I mean?
Having an issue just not long ago, and now you got Mark Lieb sitting in the pits from fourth position. The car's going to need some serious work. You see the tyres coming off. They're going to go into the heaters, and then the car's going up high. And when the car goes up high like that, that's not a good sign. It's gone on the high stands.
We're just reading Twitter, and Lisa Crampton, who is involved with the organisation, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Motorsport is a ride of polar emotions, heartbreak and ecstasy. It's just so true. Unbelievable. This team were looking at a victory not so long ago. Now both cars are in the pits, and then you look at Audi, completely the opposite. They were kind of like, if we can just get round here, we'll be all right. And then they're in the front. Okay, I'm now going to concentrate on the P2 battle. And that gap has started to kind of like even itself out. 32.9 seconds is the difference between car 46 and car 38. Oliver Turvey.
Yeah, we're seeing on screen at the same time the second place car of Fred Makovic. Actually, yeah, second place car going wide at the first chicane. He's obviously pushing for all he's got, but he reported not long ago to be down on power. So he's trying to get as much as he can from the car through the corners, because he's got Garcia closing in on him. Currently 3 to 4 seconds a lap faster, 12 seconds behind. So Makoviki's trying to get as much as he can from the car, but he's slightly down on power. So we could see a change in the GT Pro class within a few laps. If Garcia carries on his pace, it will take him something like 5 to 6 laps to close Makovic down.
Okay, well, the garage door isn't down on Porsche 20 garage, which is probably quite handy for all those journalists, because they're trying to get a look now at the 14 Porsche that's being worked on. But again, there doesn't seem to be a huge amount. The Fisichella car leading comfortably, as you say. That battle is for second and third now.
You notice he barely touched the curbs there. He's just cruising around, staying off the curbs, keeping it nice and simple, not stressing the car. You know, from earlier on when they're absolutely going at it, hammer and tongs with the Aston, now it's a case of now just take it easy, a little bit curb on the inside. So he's not even running all that wide on the exit, just onto the flat exit curb. So yeah, he's backed right off, just trying to keep consistent laps. Last time round 358, Makovic at 357, and Garcia 354. So the Corvette with Garcia, he's just done his 2 fastest first sector and his second sector time. So he knows he's closing in. He's got Makovic in his sights. He's down to 10 seconds behind him now. I think Fisichella's just too far away. He's got that extra lap advantage. So Garcia now has to just chase Makovic and try and, they're on the same lap, going to try and close him down. On board with a 92 Makovic there. I wonder if we can, soon we'll be able to see, there we go, there's a Corvette in the background. So they're on the same piece of track now, almost in sight. And as I say, Garcia's posted, he's on track to post his fastest lap of the race, potentially this lap, unless he gets held up in the last sector.
So it was car 76 through the gravel at Marshall point 76. He has continued. That's at the end of the straight. That's at Mulsanne. Car 76 is the Porsche. I'm not sure who was in the car. The David Halliday Porsche.
You see the front of the Porsche is up and down. In fact, he's got a pit stop scheduled. See that the front of the car is moving around, vibrating in the wind. I think he's had contact with another car at some stage, and it's just loosened the bodywork off. And that could be part of his problem, straight line speed.
And there's a 73 car, yes. Chevy going past.
He does indeed do his fastest lap of the race, 3:53. He's done his job. Garcia now up to second place. With the 92 in the pits, Makovic stays in the car.
I just love the look at these GT cars. I said it in the night. They just look absolutely fantastic. But they've got some really, really sexy looking cars in that category now. The Makovic car still in the pits, having a load of fuel sloshed into it. Probably will it need another stop with 1 hour 17?
Probably.
Yeah,
it needs a little splash and dash at the end. In fact, they're working on the front, so they're trying to work on this issue that they've got. You could see it as I spotted it. It was vibrating, it was up and down. So maybe they've decided to just counteract the problem before it gets any worse.
We heard him on the radio a few laps back saying he doesn't have enough power, but
so he's out of the pits now.
Maybe the bonnet pin or something. I don't know. They seem to be working on something underneath there, didn't they?
Yeah, something might have worked its way loose, and as I said, the bonnet, the front of the car was vibrating up and down, which is not a good thing to see as a driver, and it costs you straight line speed.
It's still moving.
Yeah, it's still moving.
There's a number 8 Toyota of Anthony Davidson. Our third place car is into the pits. Remember, both, well, the number 20 car still does sit on the results, but nothing happening on that car. That will get scrapped from our results very shortly. But the second Porsche, or the number 14 Porsche, is sat in the pits as well, being worked on. And I got a feeling the next shot we get of that car will be being parceled up, I think.
Well, as I said, if it really is gearbox problems and they've lost gears, they're not allowed to change the gearbox for a start, but it's a big job to change a gearbox. So if that is really the issue, then they will be out of the race. If it's a hydraulic issue, potentially they could fix it.
New tyres for Anthony Davidson. Again, he's probably going to need a splash and dash again before the end, but he's got some nice new tyres. Car back on the floor.
Again, at this stage, he's so far behind. He's 3 laps behind Degrassi. There's no point in taking the risk. He may as well have new tyres, and they can see him to the end now. Interestingly, Benoit Trullier, he's got 2-lap lead, but he's still doing relatively quick times. We saw Andre doing 3:33s or more, and now Ben's down in the 3:29s. So he hasn't quite backed off to the degree that Andre did. Maybe he just feels more comfortable driving at that pace. So looking at the 58 car, former goalkeeper Fabien Barthez.
Okay, as you say, yeah, Trullier and Degrassi lapping only a couple of seconds apart in the first 2 spaces, but 3 laps apart. Davison on his out lap, having changed his tyres and put fresh fuel in. I'm going to just take a look. And that car of Makovici is on his out lap. Remember, that front bonnet on the right-hand side, it's the back part of it is what's loose. The only one advantage of it being the back part being loose is at least it's the aero is going to potentially keep it lower. If it was the front bit, it would start to come up, but as you say, it's not what you want to be seeing, is that kind of flapping around in the corner, out of the corner of your eye. Right, let's just have a look at the battle at the front of P2s. It's the 46 car still leading. The 38 car is 32.8 seconds behind, and slightly quicker, 2.5 seconds quicker on the last lap. 1 hour and 13 minutes to do something about it.
Interestingly, the 35 car now dropped to 4th place from the lead not long ago. Mark Cholitsky, the Russian driver, now in the car. He's lapping doing 3:41s. So that is actually quicker than we were seeing Alex Brundle do. So I wonder whether during the pit stop they were able to
reset something,
get the car functioning a bit better, because they're back on the pace. I mean, that is the pace now. A low 340, 341 is the sort of pace. So it's a real shame for them, because that car seems to be now, as I said, lapping correctly, but it's back in 4th place. And the most recent leader is Tristan Gomedy, with Oliver Turvey 32 seconds behind.
Just waiting for the 35 car, there's time to come up at the end of the lap. They're in the 2nd sector at the moment, but potentially, depending on if he can keep pushing and keep pushing, if it's not such a big gap, they potentially could try and get back onto the podium as car 1 finishes and completes another lap. 358 laps in the book for our lead Audi, number 2, as we just get a bit of a higher view of this beautiful circuit from the helicopter. Winding its way through, plenty of people out and about. That's the fullest I've seen that grandstand probably since the start of the race. Everyone coming back in. They turn up for the start, they make sure they're at the start, they make sure they're at the finish, and in between they have a bit of a wander, they have a bit of a socialize, a bit of racing, seeing what is going on, but they're all starting to flood back in to watch the end of this race, which is 1 hour and 11 minutes away now. Okay, we're still waiting for the 35 car. I'm just waiting to try and see it come through as we have the leading Audi through, then the Rebellion, and then the 98 Aston. Just all coming past our commentary box.
Of course, one thing we haven't mentioned for a while.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's Lieb getting out of the car, so I think...
well, he's been sat there for 10 minutes, and to get out now...
Yeah, as suspected, that is the second Porsche out of the race. He's devastated. He's out here. Doesn't want to hang around, doesn't want to see anyone, just wants to get his head back together. To come this close on your first time back in Le Mans in many years is gutting. Both cars out within a few laps of each other.
Here comes Anthony Davison again, pushing and pushing. Nothing really to push for, but wants to keep the focus, keep the concentration
I
going.
would not say that. I think there's plenty things to push for. You know, all it takes...
We've got 1 hour and 10 minutes to go, haven't we? Yeah.
All it takes is for the number 2 car to come on the radio. I've got a gearbox problem.
And sitting right there goes the 35 car past. It's going to log its time very soon. It's 3 minutes and 10 seconds down. It only took 1.6 seconds on the last lap, so I don't see that on pace performance only. I don't see that coming down unless different strategies could play in.
Yeah, one thing I was going to mention before, we talked about it yesterday, in fact, how Le Mans is the big race. But there is still a championship going on here. There is double points on this round of the championship. This is a World Endurance Championship. So even though you don't win, you've got the small consolation of double points going into the championship. The current leaders of the championship, I think, are the number 8 car with Davidson. So if they get this podium finish that they're looking at, they pull away in the championship. And, you know, it's still a big thing to be world champion. You know, there's not that many world champions in motorsport. There's the, obviously, World Endurance Championship.
The one car down pit road.
There's the World Touring Car Championship. There's Formula 1. There's Rally.
Yeah,
so,
as you say, there's not many. Tom Christensen's going to drive this car. But now I thought Marc Genet was going to be getting that car to finish this off, but Christensen, does that tell you something? Because he only just got out of that car in the stint before. Just why would Tom be getting back in this car for the last run of Le Mans?
Because he is Mr. Le Mans.
Yeah.
Why not? He's obviously, for whatever reason, he has won the race a lot of times. He's got a certain bit of luck about him. I think they're hoping that perhaps that comes back to him again.
I was maybe thinking of something else as well. You know, Alan McNish decided at the end of last year to stop.
Yeah.
Does Tom think, hang about, just give me one last stint, and then if I make my mind up at the end of the season, at least I drove that final stint. That's what I was thinking. Hope it's not true, but fresh tyres on the Audi, fuel in it. Tom Christensen belted in and ready to go. Just looking through as this car is... Oh, hang about. I think he just went for a comfort break.
Oh.
He's back.
Right.
The 14 car.
That's why he rushed off and said...
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, well, if I'm going to sit in here,
yeah, I may as well sit.
I may as well go and have a wee-wee.
Yeah, and get ready for get back.
So, yeah, that's completely changed. I thought, yeah.
Mark Lieb is back, stood next to his car. He hasn't got back in it.
So it's not out yet, though?
No. Because as you say, if it was out, you wouldn't come back. He's still with his helmet on, ready.
Well, as you know, the car has to cross the line. If that car can go out on the last lap,
yeah,
come out, cross the line, because he's done enough laps now to qualify
for the points.
If he can just cross the line, he will get classified and he will get a result. So even if it's stuck in 5th gear, if they can get that car running, that's what they'll do.
Okay, right. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Hopefully they'll keep dropping back in and out of the Porsche garage. But yeah, Tom Christensen, 9 times winner of Le Mans, is back on track.
I believe we're going to be joined by Adderley Fong, who is one of the drivers from the 33 LMP2 car, currently sitting in 7th position. So I'll give up my headset for him. He can sit down here and have a wee chat with you. Tell you about his first time in Le Mans.
First time. Okay, we'll just get ourselves repositioned. Okay, so just a quick change around of seats, and Adderley Fong joins us in the booth. Just some replays playing, so 1 hour, 5 minutes to go. I think loads of drama going on in and around at the front. Probably the first time you've seen some of these pictures, but a massively entertaining and interesting race so far. How's it been for you?
Hi everyone, I'm Adderley. Yeah, it's been quite a long race actually. First time for me doing a 24-hour race, the first 24-hour race in Le Mans. It's quite challenging mentally because with the Le Mans track you get quite long straights to rest. But yeah, it's been a breathtaking experience for me.
Yeah, breathtaking experience. I mean, what have you found in your first one the toughest part of it all, the toughest exercise as such?
Well, I've always raced in sprint races, and so it's been strange for me, confusing. I would use is the word, because you really have to focus on yourself and do corner by corner for the 24 hours. You don't know who's lapping you, who's a lap behind. So sometimes you got to let cars pass, which have new tires, low fuel, and you just have to focus on yourself. Really, that's the main thing. Whereas in Formula racing, you really know about where your whereabouts is.
A double take for you there as your car went past.
Yeah.
We're right on pit road here, and as the 33 car enters the pits there, is everything going okay? Obviously an hour to go.
Yeah.
Just keep the fuel going in it and keep them running.
Yeah, I got out with 2 hours to go. The car on a full tank does about 50 minutes. So I think Hopin's just done his first stint, going into the second, and I reckon they'll be coming in for a splash and dash to make it to the finish.
Okay, an all-Chinese team. There's got to be good camaraderie. We've seen the pictures that you're seeing some now. And the emotions that have gone through those 3 factory teams at the front, every one of them has led at some point in the highs and the lows. I mean, what is that kind of feeling for a smaller team where everything is kind of revolved around this weekend?
I think... yeah, it's such a long race. You don't know what will happen. You don't know who's going to suffer problems. The quickest car on track doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the winning car. You might run into problems. The drivers might be pushing too hard, loss of concentration. So, yeah, for me, it's been a different experience because, like I said, I'm only used to sprint racing. And it's the first ever endurance race, really, especially 24 hours for me.
Okay, well, the car 33 is now back out on an outlap and on its way 7th at the moment. Is that better than you wanted, worse than you wanted, or where you kind of thought you were going to be?
For me, and I believe the team, our main goal was to finish the race because Hopin struggled with their car last year where they didn't make the finish. So the first goal for us would be to finish the race, but obviously being able to win it and be on the podium would be the best.
Now, the battle at the front is starting to get, I mean, the 46 car just coming to the pits, so a change of lead there. But once Turvey comes into the pits, that will change around again.
Yes.
But there's been that fight in the night. We were watching it here. We did the graveyard shift as such. We were from midnight to 6 a.m.
Yep.
And Brundle and people, they were at it. And you talk about doing sprint races. This is 24 hours. We've seen it in the pro category. Absolutely nothing asked for. They are absolutely flat out. The days of the 24-hour race going as a, yeah, let's just get through the first few hours and say, that's just gone. It's been flat out from the start.
Yeah, whenever there's daylight, I believe everyone's pushing to the max. Endurance racing now is pretty much a qualifying lap every lap. In the night, you have to be a bit careful because it's easy to doze off down the long straights, and especially with the slower cars and traffic, you really have to just take it easy at nighttime. But during the daytime, as we're going to see, the LMP2 especially are pushing low 40s into the 39s, maybe 38s as well.
Yeah, so 39 there for the Turvey car on the last lap.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, endurance racing now has been flat out, really.
So I'm just going to see what this... he's got to try and keep this going. We are watching the 38 car right at this minute as he chases down. I mean, actually in amongst like the Rebellion just ahead of him, which is actually just ahead of him overall as well.
Yep.
But it's quite fascinating. I mean, as I say, we're now just coming into 1 hour to go. That's it for you. You're finished for your driving.
Yes, that's me done. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, and if it goes as planned, I shouldn't be in the car anymore.
That's good and bad, because you probably would like to kind of do a few more laps in there. How many stints have you done?
Oh, I've actually lost count. I think I've done about 8 to 9 stints now. We're changing our plans all the time. We've run into a few issues. We had a air compressor pump for the gearbox fail, so that's when you have time to actually change strategy and put other drivers in and see who has better concentration or not.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us in the box, and hopefully we will keep an eye on make sure that the 33 car gets through and has no dramas.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to give a shout out to all the Chinese viewers. 谢谢大家的支持.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we will keep our eyes peeled for the 33 car. Maybe one more stop for it as it comes past us. Okay, so Adley Fong and then the 33 car joining us in the booth. And he's going to go back to the pits, I suspect, now and keep an eye on his teammates.
Yep. See you all.
Okay, so that is Adley. He's going to leave us now. 33 car, they are back on an outlap, and they are through as the 35 car in the P2 category comes in. That's the Turvey car. We need to just see what kind of time he is going to lose in this pit stop. We've got to remember that he was in the lead, but he's battling with the 46 car. On board with the Audi 2 now, up towards Indianapolis. He's still getting at speed, going to top 300 near enough. Just topping 300. This corner is probably the corner which has had the most yellow flags this weekend. People out braking themselves into that corner. I'm just looking at the times. Benoit Trullier, 3:31.879 his last lap. Tom Christensen, 3:28.537. That's the 58 minutes now is still to go. I just do wonder, Genet, I think, should have been in that car for that last stint. Has Tom Christensen maybe pulled rank and decided, I just want one more go around this famous circuit in case I decide to stop at the end of the year? We'll just have to see. We will see. Davison on a push as well, still 3:27.163 in the final on his final lap through there. So on the pace, pushing hard in that number 8 Toyota. Now, we haven't seen inside the Porsche garage for a little while. Just wondering whether Mark Lieb is still stood outside the car or got back into it. As Peter said, that car just needs to cross the line on the last lap. And if he can manage that, potentially points on offer for the 14 car. As Anthony Davison's going to pick up good points at the minute in 3rd place. Remember, double points as well this weekend. As the number 1 car comes through the final chicane, there he goes past our box now. The 38 car, Oliver Turvey into the pits. Let's just see how he's leading the category. I got that wrong before. I said it was the 35 car. It's the 38 car now is in to the pits. It's on the pit speed limiter. It didn't sound very healthy, but that is the pit speed limiter. We have had a change of driver in the 46 car. That'll be to take that to the finish. So let's stop now. Are we going to change a driver here or not? Or are we going to stay? No, they look like they're going to stay in that car. Bradley now, the driver in the 46 car. Remember, he was in the lead before they swapped. He's just coming towards these. He's coming through the final section of the lap. He's on his way across the line. The 95 and 97 cars. The 97 car is really, really clean compared to all the other cars. When he was in the pits, it's probably had a bit of a clean-up. But that is going to be a position change because Oliver Turvey is still in the pits, having his fuel put in. So the 46 car now back into the front of the P2 category. Looking down, we got a driver change in the 51 car as well. Fisichella out of that, and Bruni in it. And in the 95 car, the leader of the GT Am category is in the pits, and Poulsen is in it at the moment. Whether that's going to be a driver change, we're not sure. We saw them both go past.
So yeah, these GT cars now potentially can go to the end of the race on the fuel load. So they've kept Turvey in the car, fastest driver in that squad. So obviously you want the fastest guy in the car to finish the race. Got a chance of a win here. This is the 95
car.
Let's keep our fingers crossed that this is just a stop to check a few things and make sure it's okay. They've got time in hand. They've got a few laps up. 3 laps over the next position. Actually 4 laps. So it is possible that they've stuck it back there because they've got the time, because they just want to make sure the car's going to get to the end. Fingers crossed for them.
Now something that the screen swap, but Oliver Turvey got out in front of Bradley in the 46 car. Turvey is on his out lap. Bradley obviously on his...
Yeah, Baddy.
Baddy.
How do you pronounce his name?
Baddy. I said Bradley.
It's probably Beatty.
Beatty, okay, Beatty. Well, he's... That was just... Because they didn't change drivers there. That has just given them their upper hand. I mean, it's only 0 point... It's nearly 2/10. But hang about. I tell you what. Do you think these cars can go to the end now?
I think... Yes, I think Turvey could possibly get to the end.
Now, the other car stopped only a couple of laps earlier, so...
So that's touch and go.
Yeah. It stopped only a couple of laps earlier, and... Tell you what...
No, they've played it perfectly, because even if the other car does have to stop, and even if
they've got track position at the moment.
Turvey would have to take less fuel on board to get to the end, so he's going to have a shorter stop. So as long as he can keep position, he's now in the prime position in the race. He's now controlling the race.
I thought he was going to be overtaken on that pit straight, but he wasn't. So Turvey is our leader there. Now we just need to keep an eye. Still in the pits is the 95 car, our leader of the GTM category. Oh, what are we seeing here? Just some shots. Track temperature being 92 car back in. Didn't really know what we were going to see there. This is our 3rd place car in the GT Pro category.
Some yellow flags out at Marshall Post 95, which is Indianapolis again.
Indianapolis again, yeah.
Yeah, a car straight on in the gravel.
Number 66, that looks like.
Yeah, it's the British team, JMW.
66 car. Okay, I'm not really sure who's in that car.
Al Faisal. So obviously just misjudged the first section and straight on into the gravel in the second section. Easily done.
He needs his bucket and spade to get that out, because that's quite deep in there. circuit looking glorious. Beautiful weather. You know, we did have that scare of rain, that big rain shower earlier on, which didn't half make it interesting.
Well, it wouldn't be Le Mans if there wasn't at least a little sprinkling of rain.
Yeah, that was a bit more of a sprinkling. Crikey, it was flooded and aquaplaning on the straights.
Well, it made and lost the race for some of the cars, didn't it? You know, there was some of the P2 cars went out during it. It really hampered the Davison number 8 Toyota, who's running in 3rd place. So they would have been in a good shout of victory here.
Okay, some slow-mo shots of the boys and girls. The mechanics of the teams just working away, and many pit stops for these crews.
That looks like the Dempsey Porsche going down. What position are they running in now?
The 70,
have a look down order of it.
73's just come in to have a 2nd place car in the pro category, just coming into the pits there. If we watch this battle is for the P2 category. It is, anyway, it's visible.
Yeah, it looks like the Dempsey car with Pat Long driving is currently in 4th place in Pro-Am, so Pat Long will finish the race. 50 minutes to go. Poulsen now out of the pits, it looks like.
Yeah, I did just catch that as we were just before they flicked to the car in the gravel. There was a shot of the Aston coming back out and just getting spun around.
So it is potential that they just took a precautionary stop, got it in the box.
Just to look around.
Final checks, last stint now. Poulsen to finish the race. Good advantage, 3 laps over the next car. 73 Corvette in the pits, 2nd in class. That's with Antonio Garcia at the wheel. He will finish the race, it looks like.
Which one of the Corvettes it was last night that had a new door on. I don't know whether it was that car. But, one of them did, the 46 car. This is the 2nd place car in the P2 battle. And the car just in front of it, only a few seconds ahead, is our leader in that category. These guys...
But pulling away as well, looks like.
Yeah. They've been so close. Not necessarily these 2 cars, but the P2 category has been massively fine. Big fight. And close battle. The 66 car's just gone past us, so that is now out of the gravel and back on track. Just looking down, the 36 car is on an out lap. It's 3rd in P2. The 24 car is 4th in P2. 51 Ferrari still out front, comfortably out front, a lap in hand of the pro category. And yet, Poulsen on an outlap as well, the 95 Aston Martin, who is in front of the GTE AM category. Just keeping an eye on the times at the front. Yeah, running a couple of seconds apart, lap time-wise, running 3 laps apart overall-wise, but the 2 Audis just running around, keeping themselves out of trouble. Davison still, Anthony Davison's actually finally decided to doesn't need to push like crazy, and let's just get around and see what we can pick up. But the slowest of those 3.
So Nicholas Prost potentially moving into 4th place. If the lead car doesn't get back on the road, then Nicholas Prost in the Rebellion will move into 4th place. So we haven't seen anything of the Porsche guys for quite a while.
No, I was just waiting for that. I mean, the last we saw was Mark Lieb coming back and standing next to the car. Okay, Rebellion now due to the stop.
So they look like they're going to take their last stop.
47 minutes to go.
Big achievement for them. If they manage this, if they pull off the 4th place, this is their own car, own design, own build. Previously using the Lola for the last few years, so they've made the big step to make their own car. Cost a lot of money, obviously, and they were a bit behind in schedule. But if they can pull off this 4th place and victory in Privateer P1, that's a big achievement for them. It's a big achievement at all to get to the end of the 24 hours. But they're not far behind. the factory cars. And we've seen their lap times as well. Also, at the moment, Nicholas Prost, obviously he's backed off. He's doing 334s. The front guys are doing 328s. So he's only 6 seconds off them.
It's not a huge margin, is it, for when you think what's been spent in differences between them.
So in he comes up to the line again. He's cruising up. He's not really pushing up there. He's only really fighting himself. So it's a case of just, you know, pace yourself till the end now. The number 1 Audi. I guess these guys, in a sense, they're hoping that their teammates are going to have a little issue so that they can take the win. But they're 3 laps down on the number 2 Audi of Trelaway. Still 45 minutes to go.
So it's a fuel stop. The number 12 Rebellion.
So the current gap between Turvey and Beatty behind the P2 first and second is only 2 seconds, so it's not over yet with them. Still a fight going on in P2. Good to see the Krone car still going.
Screens just to see a little bit further down.
So Tracy Krone at the wheel of his own car. He's going to take the finish. 10th position in AM class.
And look down into 35th place. The 97 Aston that ran so high, running at the front, wasn't it, for a long, long time. Problems and problems. Fabien Barthez in the 58 Ferrari. The French football team World Cup player is actually currently on track. So,
nice to see down there in 33rd position, Bleekemolen. Jeroen Bleekemolen has done at least 12 hours of driving so far. Split between him and his teammates, still circulating. 33rd position, looking like they could get a finish, which is a massive achievement. He's going to be a very tired chap.
They will be tired, won't they? Oh man, it's but that is just the sheer the adrenaline will keep them going, and the desire and the passion. We saw him yesterday, and he was kind of like, yeah, it's going to be tough, but we got to do it, kind of thing. It was.
That's it. If the car keeps going, you keep going, and you know they're not really racing anyone else. It's racing for a finish. They've been promoted to the pro class. Their car is an old car, so it's never going to be on the pace of the pro class runners. So they're always going to be further down the order, but they just wanted to get to the end, and they're 43 minutes away now. So fantastic effort from the WeatherTech guys.
Okay, Barthez is on an out lap, so we're going to get to see Barthez come past. The number 1 car through again.
Also worth a mention, the Paul Dallalana 98 Aston. They had their issues as well. They've climbed back up. I think they're running currently 6th position in the AM class of GT.
Helicopter shot of the.
So we see after Turvey's first full-on lap in P2, looking at the Audi pits again now, nothing really going on. Maybe they're getting ready for another stop. Maybe they're just, I think possibly one more stop. Turvey's eked out his gap, 8.7 over the Ligier behind the 46 car. Bruni still 2 laps ahead of Garcia, 16th and 17th overall in the pro class of GT.
Okay, it's a power steering issue for the 95 car. When we saw it in the garage, power steering issues for the 95 car.
Paulson back lapping in good time, 4:01 last time round. So obviously that little check they did was just a case of, let's get this car to the end, let's make sure it's going to make it to the end. We've got time in hand, we'll do a final proper service in the box. It won't cost too much time, not even a lap. And they got back out. So we see Bleekemolen now back in. He looks like he's handing over. So Bleekemolen out of the car, handing over to Cooper McNeil to finish the race. 41 minutes left. And suddenly now Bleekemolen can breathe a sigh of relief. He's done for the day. Looking back at Trelloway now, the leader, the last lap, 3:31, just knocking in consistent times. Christensen actually still pushing a little bit, still doing 3:27s, but of course he's 3 laps down on Trelloway. So this clock cannot count down fast enough for these guys. They just want this race over. Of course, a very popular French driver in his home nation, winning twice already the Le Mans 24 Hours and potentially one more. I know Ben well from Japan, our time racing together out there. Very fast driver, Nissan driver in the past, transferred over to Audi, moved back to France. Said goodbye to Japan, which is a hard thing to do. It's a lot of fun out there. The racing's fantastic, but he's a factory Audi driver now. Now he's into the pits. Last stop.
Again, they can take no risks here, can they? They got plenty of time. Just if they want to re-clean something or just recheck something, they can just do that, make sure everything's fine and happy with everything. As the #1 car will actually probably take a lap back on it as it goes over the line now.
So the 4th place car of Rennie Rast in P2 coming in the pits as well for a last stop. Fast lap times going in from those guys. I think he just did his fastest lap of the race. But he is currently in 4th place, so out of contention for a podium. Still Turvey in the lead of that group, pulled out his gap to 10.7 seconds now. Just in a 3:40, so 4 seconds faster than the 2nd place Ligier. And I imagine he's cruising. I don't think he's really pushing, giving everything in that. And you see on board with Ben Trullet, standard stop, no tyres, just fuel. Enough fuel to go to the end now. Get off the limiter, off he goes. Done this before, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. This will be when 38 minutes to go. You start to think, I mean, that's 10 laps, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll see, again, as I've mentioned before, you just see him maybe touching the curb a little bit, but no heavy curbing in this car anymore. Just cruising through. You can touch the lower, the flat curbs, but try and stay off the big ones. Yeah, not using a lot of exit curb. You know, if you remember, not long ago, they were almost the whole car was off the track there as they were giving 100%. Going down the back straight now, Mulsanne.
368 laps they have completed.
Team radio. Yeah, as we thought. Now it's just a case of these guys sitting back waiting. Andre's on Twitter there, seeing what's going on.
38 minutes to the end. You're sitting there thinking, this time yesterday, we were all kind of like, what's in store, what's in store? I bet they never dreamed of the drama and
the highs and the lows.
The highs and lows.
When we left the commentary box, they had a strong lead. We came back, 3rd position. They fought their way back up. There's been troubles for the Porsche. There's been a little bit trouble for the #1 car, and they're now back in the lead.
Yeah, I thought I'd read social media wrong this morning. I thought someone's got the numbers the wrong way around, because that can't have changed so much from when we went to bed only like 3 hours earlier. I was thinking, no, can't have changed that much. But yeah, drama all the way. And Anthony Davidson in the number 8 car is in. That'll be his final stop. Door shuts, fuel goes in. 3rd place overall.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider that car has really hit the wall hard. It's been in the pits, it's had a good old overhaul, and it's run pretty well since then. It just shows you the power of the car. It's a very strong car, and it's a shame because it could have been all so different for them.
See, only a couple of laps away from the Tom Christensen car, which is now in the pits. So let's say that car hadn't been so heavily damaged and it could have been repaired 6 or 7 minutes quicker. You start to think, like, all of these cars that are at the front have had huge time losses somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Because the number 1 car in second, well, let's go down in 3rd car in the race, the Toyota we're talking about there. It was from crashing to being back on track was an hour.
Yeah.
And then we've had the number 1 Audi has had an injector, it's had a turbocharger issue. That's had 2 long stops in the pits.
Yeah.
Same with the Trillier car, that's had long stops in the pits. You don't normally win Le Mans by having 10 to 15 minutes in the pits.
Every year is different, isn't it? You know, there are the years where it goes faultlessly and the car doesn't falter, and they just, you know, carry on and win the race without any problems at all. This year we've seen pretty much all the front-running cars having issues. Is that a sign of the limits being pushed? You know, is the technology moving on, and the speed of the cars is moving on so much that you know, the competition between these 3 main manufacturers is moving everything on, and therefore we're having little issues.
This is the 14 garage, I believe, and they're still doing some work. I think you're right with what you said 25 minutes ago. If they can get this out for 1 lap.
Yep, 1 lap, they get their finish. They take a top 5 finish.
Do you think that's potentially what's happening with Mark Webber, because they've still not officially retired that car?
I'd like to see in the garage next door to see what they're doing, because they're clearly still working on that one.
You know, because we saw last night when the Nakajima Toyota, it disappeared off the list and it came up as a retirement. That hasn't come up yet for the 2 Porsches. Are they? Let's see, they're trying to work on those cars. That would be great just to see them come back out in about half an hour's time, wouldn't it? They don't even have to go around very fast. They just need to get around.
So 2 Audis now circulating together. That's number 2 just coming past Christensen, so he's pretty much conceded now, you know, short of any problems of the other car.
I have a feeling that they will be in that kind of order in 33 minutes 22 seconds as well when they cross the line and get their photo shoot.
That's right. Last year it was other way around. This year, yeah, they've done it again. Well, you know, again, knock on wood for them, but it's looking like one of these cars is going to win this race.
You think when we look back to qualifying on Thursday night, it was Toyota, Porsche, then it was Audi. So there were. Okay. It's as if Audi were listening in. Just follow him round. You got 32 minutes, 32 and a half minutes to follow him round. Just give it a bit of a gap. He's coming out of the slipstream to maybe just cool the car down, get some clean air. But yeah, these were qualified 5, 6, and 7 on the grid, and everyone was kind of like, wow, what's going on? You said when we got in the car at the airport to come down here, you can never rule them out.
Yeah.
You can never rule them out. They are just the masters of making it work.
There's one thing having the ultimate speed. There's another thing having the reliability and having the know-how of winning this race. And at the moment, Toyota don't have that and Porsche don't have that. It's Audi that's got all the knowledge of winning. They've taken, I don't know how many, in the last 10 years, what is it, 7, 8 victories?
Yeah, it's 12 or something in total anyway. It's plenty enough, and Danish flag flying away there on the exit of that final chicane, the Audi flags.
Yeah, so the last non-Audi to win, I think, was a Peugeot in 09 with David Brabham as one of the drivers. And then we had the Bentley before that. So yes, it's been Audi, Bentley, Peugeot, Audi.
They just seem to be able to do it right, don't you? They've got that experience of
Marcel Fassler. He's in a good mood. He's keeping calm. He's on the brink of his third Le Mans 24-hour victory. Big day for him. Lovely guy. One of the nicest guys you're going to meet in the paddock. Way nicer than me, anyway.
I don't know. You've been quite nice. But I think just follow them around. Now, you were talking before, obviously, about if the Porsche stayed stopped for long enough, the Prost car, the Rebellion Prost car, would move up to fourth. But it now is into fourth. It's been there for a lap or two now, so officially in fourth, and plenty of laps on the car behind it. So he just needs to get himself through. Audi formation 2-1 is the number order for the 1-2 positions.
Makes good TV, as you say. I think they're just going to do that for the next 30 minutes now. At the moment, doesn't look like it's going to be another Tom Christensen victory. He'll have to come back again next year.
Yeah, if he wants number 10, he will have to come back again next year. The 98 car is coming in to the pits.
Let's look down the order a bit. So still Bruni in the Pro Ferrari 51 car, still leading away from Garcia, who is a couple of, is it 1 or 2 laps behind? Yeah, 1 lap behind now, so he's caught up a bit. He's still pushing on. Garcia's still doing some pretty fast lap times, but Bruni's got it in hand, just nursing the car home. Makovic in the Porsche, 3rd position. Then you go down to the Pro-Am class. Paulson still lapping nicely, relaxed. 403's Tracy Krohn there. That's Paulson about to put a lap on Tracy Krohn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we're in car with Jimmy Bruni. Again, one of the big factory Ferrari stars, fantastic driver, ex-F1 driver, really found his feet in GT cars, and pretty much the lead throughout the world GT car driver for Ferrari.
You said something in the night that a lot of drivers, younger drivers now, coming across single-seater careers, maybe failing and coming across into sports cars. It really is big. I mean, I remember it from 10 or 15 years ago, where it was something that you did at the end of your career. But drivers, I mean, you've done it, and there is younger drivers now coming through who are seeing this as a career opportunity away from single-seaters.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem with single-seaters is there's no, well, for me anyway, there's no clear path. If you're going to go and do Formula One, there's no clear path to take that says, right, you do this, and then you become a Formula One driver. Because we've seen it so many times where drivers have spent a lot of money getting themselves up through the single-seater ladder. They've become champions of the higher formula, and they just never got the chance in Formula One. And generally nowadays, I think the budget to get into Formula One, if you're not coming into one of the top teams, is something like 15 million. And I don't care how rich you are, that's a lot of money to find. So yeah, we are seeing the trend of drivers switching over earlier in their careers, earlier in their 20s, coming over to sports cars, trying to make a career out of it. And there is money to be earned, and of course that's the big thing about you start racing, you start with this dream of Formula One, and you want to make it to there, but at the end of the day you want to make a living from driving a racing car. And if you can become a factory Audi driver, you make a very good living, and you get the chance to come and win Le Mans 24 hours. So that's, I think, becoming the new dream for a lot of drivers. to become that P1 factory driver. I've been there myself earlier in my career, and I'm still sort of, well, I'm still a factory driver for Falcon Tires in Germany, so still lucky enough to have a drive and earn a living from motorsport, which is a lot more than some people get. So